Hey everybody, Preferred Selection here with some Terraria 1.2.4. Kind of in the middle of things, I was working on a farm, and a solar eclipse started, just kind of out of the blue. It was really hairy for a second. I'm sorry I didn't capture the initial moments, but yeah, things were wild. I was working on a bait farm for the truffle worms to, catch some truffle worms, fight fish on. I really don't like having a full inventory right now. Throw away. I really strongly... So right now I'm probably maybe a couple feet below my spawn. Not my bed, but I'm talking about my initial world spawn. I'm probably a couple feet below that. And I really dislike how on this world I can get wyverns at my spawn height. Like basically, if I want to fight enemies without getting wyverns in this world, I have to scoop out a trench. And it's one of those things where, I'm not going to go into a world, and I can't check out a world before Let's Play. I can't go in there with a depth meter and stuff and spoil it for me, So I had no way of knowing until it was too late. But it really makes this world awkward for the Let's Play because it means that I have to, if I want to fight anything without having wyverns and stuff interfere, I have to dig out a trench. In fact, I'm gonna just start on that right now. I've got the pick saw, why not? We're still 300 feet in the air, even where I'm standing right now. I'm really glad to finally have a solar eclipse, even if this is really just, a very awkward world to fight invasions. We've had problems with goblin invasions, we've had problems with, just invasions in general because of this awkward world layout, but, making the best of it. Probably shouldn't, yeah, definitely shouldn't be building an arena in the middle of fighting an eclipse. I'm just a little bit frustrated about the state of this world. It's really annoying to be fighting an eclipse and get a wyvern, as I probably stated. It's not only does it take up spawn rate, but it fills your inventory with crap. You get harpy feathers and harpy banners, and with souls of flight. I mean, I could always, if I really don't want it, I could always throw it away and not be such a hoarder. But it's just annoying to get crap in your inventory when you're trying to do stuff. This trench actually seems like it helps, so maybe it was, a solar eclipse is 15 minutes long? I don't remember. It's a lot longer than the night. Let's see, your night is 9 minutes. Yeah, your night is 9 minutes, so 24 minus 9, 15-minute long event. actually taking a surprising amount of damage. Normally, Normally you can fight an Eclipse with just about anything, but I guess I've been too focused on digging. Broken Hero Sword's handy though, because it means we can make the True Knight's Edge, which is a really good weapon. It's not as good as the Terrorblade, obviously, because, you know, it takes 1 Broken Hero Sword instead of 3, but it's still very good. I feel like my minion choice is pretty good for this. The Optic Staff is still the best thing we have. I could be summoning pirates, or I could be summoning pygmies to add a little bit of variety, but I think we're doing just fine. I would certainly like to see a little bit more loot. I wouldn't complain about getting a staff or some, like a couple more Broken Hero Swords, a Moon Charm. Moon Charm is priority for sure. Because we could, if we get 3 Broken Hero Swords, we could be in a point very soon where we're not. It doesn't take long to get beyond the Terrorblade in this game. The Flare-On is just so much better. And since we're a summoner, we don't have to worry about, like, if we get a really good magic weapon, we can also use that, and there's some magic weapons. It's a short list, to be frank, but there's some magic weapons that are better than the Flare-On. Or, no, I mean, some magic weapons that are better than the Terrorblade. Yeah, you've seen it here yourself, folks. Like, I could pull up my map to show that I'm below my initial spawn. I'm below, like, the average ground level for my world. I haven't really gone up at all. I haven't really gone higher than, like, here, this whole fight, and we're still getting wyverns. It's not the biggest deal. I mean, Eclipses will come. We've been really unlucky with Eclipses. I think that's why I'm a little bit... I'm sorry if I sound a little more anxious this video than I normally am. We need a lot of things from Eclipses, and we haven't been getting... This is our first Eclipse. So, you know, a little bit nervous, but we'll be alright. Even if we don't get another drop, which honestly could be the case. Even if we don't get another drop, 1 Broken Hero Sword is a start. I think my record for Broken Hero Swords is 6 from an Eclipse, but I've definitely gotten none before. So just getting 1 is already better than my worst. I think that just keeping the Vampire Knives out is doing about as much damage as if I was using the Golden Shower. I could certainly switch back and forth now that... Yeah, actually might be a little slower, to be honest. I mean, it's piercing, so maybe there's something to be said for that. Eh. I don't like using the vampire knives as my main weapon for very long in this game because you get really dependent on the healing. And you start to feel when you use the vampire knives, like if you ever give up lifelink, that you'll just be screwed. So, you know, I try to not use lifelink for too long in the game because it makes you worse at dodging. Like right now I'm just running into enemies, so I know that I can. And it definitely isn't all luck. Like, yeah, we've only gotten one Broken Hero Sword and some banners right now. And part of that is luck. But part of that is also our DPS. We don't have incredible DPS right now. Yeah, I don't know what our guys are going after, but I can tell from the music that Knight is hit. Yeah. I don't know, honestly, that's up there, like, for one of my worst Eclipses ever, for sure. It was pretty miserable to get just one Broken Hero Sword, I'm not gonna lie. But that's okay, I mean, you know, it's better than where we were, because where we were was, like, never having Eclipses. And I would rather have an Eclipse where we get one thing we need than just never have Eclipses. I'm just gonna finish off my thoughts for, you know, this arena while I'm here. Doesn't need to be the prettiest thing, because this isn't like the arena that we're going to be using for moons, but could be a handy one to have for just goofing around. For exactly things like Eclipses on this world. It's funny, Eclipses are one of those things that they feel like they take forever when I get them on, like when I get them solo. When I get them with either multiplayer or doing commentary, it definitely seems like they go a lot faster. But yeah, again, to reiterate, this is about where we spawned, and this is the arena where I was standing. So maybe I was like a couple feet above spawn, but certainly not enough to be expecting wyverns. Like, you shouldn't be in the sky biome just by walking a couple paces. And that's the last I'll say on it, because I'm sure that this is probably getting old to hear me complain about something that I can't do anything about. Let's see. I like to put my Eclipse banners up somewhere just to show future invaders that I've claimed some of their number. You know. But hey, positivity. Like, let's look at what we gained from that. We actually, one Broken Hero Sword for us is not that different than two, because the True Knight's Edge is better than the True Excalibur. So, you know, we got something out of that. We probably got a new, like, I shouldn't be complaining about an event where we got probably our new main weapon. So for those of you who don't know, the Knight's Edge and the Broken Hero Sword combined to make the True Knight's Edge, which is a very good weapon. I can go over to this guy, pay a ton of money to reforge it. Yeah, 16.5 gold. Light is not a bad modifier. It's the best modifier for pickaxes, but not for swords. Nimble is not what we want. Shoddy is not what we want, but hey, at least it's a cheap reforge. Broken is not what we want either. Gonna have to keep going. We got money. So, whoa, we really don't have money on this character. We are pretty broke. It's okay, we're not super broke. Get out of platinum and sell a little bit of stuff. Heavy is not a reforge I like. Deadly is very good, and because this weapon is not going to be a... My inventory is getting a little crowded up here, isn't it? Let's see. Honestly, the rainbow gun is a lot clunkier for similar damage. So we're gonna... The rainbow gun's really good in certain situations, but I think I'm gonna put the rainbow gun away for now. I guess it'll live in best weapons. Rainbow gun served us well. I'm gonna be... Might have to bring that out of retirement sometime and play with it, but... Yeah, the Deadly Knight's Edge is a really nice weapon. I'd be happy to have that. I'm gonna do just a tiny bit. I don't want to do too much inventory management while I've got you guys here. But I want to put just a little bit of stuff away because my inventory is getting really crowded. Where's that 999 chest? That's good enough for me. Now while I'm here, where's... Do I have like a biome seeds thing? Probably. I usually make like a biome creation chest, yeah. Take some mushroom grass seeds. I'll put some money away too. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. Falling down the elevator, placing some torches. Running out of torches, I guess. So this is where I've started to farm for truffle worms. And I almost want to make... We've come so far in our summoner-only armors that I don't really want to switch for this. But I will tell you, if I was being smart, I would absolutely switch out of summoner gear to be down here, because I don't want things to be summoned where I am. It doesn't make sense to... Whoop! It does not make sense to have summons out when you're trying to get truffle worms. Some summons are better than others for situations like this. I'd say the very worst summon for if you're in an area and you don't want to kill things is probably the Sharknado. Or the Tempest Staff, or whatever it's actually called. I wasn't intending to do any truffle worm farming on camera, but... You know, this video is only 20 minutes long, and... Why not? Might do just a little. there's no real trick to truffle worm farming. The only advice I can give you if you're looking for the truffle worm is that there definitely seems to be, you've probably noticed this on the surface, you'll get situations in worlds where you have like a bunch of butterflies flying around, or you've got a bunch of, I don't know, some other, you know, butterflies, fireflies, where you've just got like a crazy amount of critters. And when you have a crazy amount of critters, sorry for the unintentional alliteration, when you have a whole bunch of critters, that's a good time to be getting truffle worms, because they are critters. There was some theories for a while that they didn't count as critters, that they counted as enemies. And that might even be true to an extent, but they seem to follow the critter pattern where if there's one of them, if you see a bunch of them, you will probably continue to see a bunch of them for a while. I think this might be a little bit too spread out. This mushroom biome. I might have to double layer some of this mud or something. It's an easy way to increase things. I'm gonna get my minions out because I don't want to take damage while I'm doing this. Probably kill a truffle worm in the process, but it is what it is. Pig rounds do a lot of damage right now. That's for sure. Not too worried about damage, because we're not in a combat situation. We're not going to get, like, destroyed for... You know, at any point during this fight, we can start paying more attention and heal up with vampire knives and be fine. Tell you, vampire knives really don't give you very much healing when you're in summoner gear, though. You know, it's funny, the difference between wearing like chlorophyte armor, titanium armor, and healing like 3 points every time you hit with the knives, 3 or 4 points, or healing 1 or 2 points. It's a big difference. You know, it might not seem like much, but it's double, so that's obviously a big deal. Unsummon the minions really quick because there's a truffle worm. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed that. You know, I'll tell you, I am not someone who misses truffle worms. I am, not to toot my own horn, but it just doesn't happen. Like, every now and then it happens. So, to miss one on camera, that's some real camera curse right there, I guess. They don't have very picky hitboxes. If you are on top of them, if you're like near them, and you swing your net, it's usually good enough. Usually the case. Oh well, there'll be more. Yeah, it is kind of just stubbornness to be wearing summoner armor when I don't have my minion summoned. But... oh well. Heard a pig run, but I don't see him. That always makes me a little nervous. There he is. Okay, let's try out this new weapon. It's one of the few things I've had in a while that isn't auto swing, so I kind of just didn't have the problem of swinging it once and then being confused. Yeah, I've watched a lot of YouTube series where they do like everything in Terraria on camera, where they cut away a lot of stuff, and I've seen people who show their truffle worm farming, who do it by complicated auto farms, who just kind of cut it out, and I've come to the conclusion that there's a lot of fun things in Terraria that I like to show. A lot of very zen things that, you know, maybe aren't the most interesting in the world, taken on their own. But with truffle worm farming, it's definitely one of those things that I don't plan on showing you guys like every truffle worm that I go get. It's just it's a lot of waiting around. It is a lot of waiting around. You know, let's see how the pirates do. We don't get many chances to use the pirates, so let's see if they are maybe nice to truffle worms. Oh, they're really hard to see. I don't like that I can't see the pirates very easily. But yeah, so like I was saying, if you're farming for truffle worms, if you see one or two, that's a good sign that you're going to be getting a few for at least the next night. Good sign is if you see them, it's a good sign to stick around. Basically, is what I'm saying. I will say one minion does feel like the right amount of minions right now. Otherwise, farming is pretty much the same as it always is. You want to run kind of out of an area to where things can spawn there. You can even measure it out if you want to. But you want things to be able to spawn which means getting a little bit out of the way, you know. Like 39, 40 pixels above the area, 70 to the left or right. I'm really bad at left and right, but, you know, you could just kind of do it by feel. Not seeing any truffle worms right now. I should probably be expanding this area instead of just hanging out. But, you know, we're getting spawns. Oh, and the other thing, if I haven't made this clear, you definitely want a flat surface when you're looking for truffle worms. It is not easy to get them to spawn. Or it's easy to get them to spawn on like an organic, you know, mushroom biome or whatever. But it's very difficult to catch them because if they fall into like a one block wide hole, if they fall into a 1 block wide hole, you are kind of SOL. There you go. See? Catching trough worms. Usually, don't even have to be particularly fast about it. We just got our first truffle worm. 666% bait power. Doesn't really mean anything. Just means you can get fish on. I have kind of wondered, though, if you could, like... I wonder if that's just flavor text, or if you could actually... Could you get really high bait power by either, you know, messing with game files or stacking up items like crazy? Could you get high enough bait power that 666 was a thing with like 50% bait? Because that would be pretty funny. Ooh, Pigron banners are not super easy to come by. That's kind of nice. Having trouble placing it for some reason. Ooh, that's really awkward. Don't like it right there. Sure, I'll take 50 damage while I place a banner. Why not? From Fishron, we want a few things. I'd really like the wings, obviously. Like, the wings are just really fast. One of the nice things the wings let you do is, in like a Pumpkin Moon, or even like a Frost Moon, you can take off your lightning boots and still be plenty fast. So, you know, that's nice. I'd also want the Tempest Staff is really the thing that I'm hoping for. It's a really good weapon. Or rather really good minion. Minion, weapon, kind of the same thing. Oh, I didn't mention this. After the last video, I did look up how much spooky wood you need to make a full set of spooky armor, and it's 750. So if we want to make a set of spooky armor after our next moon, we need to get about 420, because we got about 315, or what am I? We got exactly 317 last time, so we need like 433, yeah, to make a full set of spooky in one more moon, which means making it to like wave 11 or 12 at least. It definitely means killing a couple more morning woods. So that's kind of my plan for the next moon, is go in there with a better setup. And one of the ways to go in there with a better setup, honestly, the Deadly True Knight's Edge is going to help out a lot, but what would help out even more would be getting a Tempest Staff. although equally up there, just isn't maybe more important. Well, definitely more important to our overall build. Getting the flare on will, even in summoner gear, should allow us to hit wave like 13 or 14 of a moon, maybe final wave, very easily. So, flare on would be like the crazy thing to get, like the really game-changing drop. Although honestly, what weapon wouldn't be? Like the tsunami would be. Like, we can use a tsunami. It's not like we're getting any ranged or melee or magic bonus. So we can totally roll with the tsunami if we get that. I don't know if it's better than the candy corn rifle, but try it out. Oh, by the way, I did buy a bunch of candy corn, and I've been meaning to try out the candy corn gun at some point. I might try it out in the next moon. I don't know how good it'll be compared to the Vampire Knives or the Knight's Edge, but it's worth trying out now that we have it. Okay, I think that we've been after the truffle worms long enough, at least as far as on-camera stuff goes. Like, we can go get more of them at a later date, as in off-camera. But you know, I definitely don't see the point of getting all the truffle worms on camera. It just seems like we've got bosses to fight, we've got stuff to do. You know, I wanna be doing boss fights now that we have good gear. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, say hi if you feel like doing those things. And catch you next time.